Greetings, cool that you clicked. This is my first voiceover video, so please excuse me if I sound a little bit weird. It's just a little bit awkward to talk when nobody's in the room. Anyway, I have some footage to show you. There are a lot of things changing in the game. I reworked the physics, I made a new map, and I added a shotgun, which I'm really proud of. This new map was completely made in Blender. The other one was made in Unity, out of primitives. I just wanted to check if the ragdolls are working properly, you know, where the decals are spawning and all that stuff. But learning the basics like reshaping, sculpting, and UV mapping in Blender was surprisingly fun and actually accessible. I personally love the creative part behind it, like walking around the apartment, checking for objects that you can maybe put into the game, like a coffee mug or a plate, or in my case, a bunch of old-ass PlayStation 2 games. Stuff like this makes the room appear fuller, and I just love sitting there making unnecessary items. But unnecessary or not, it will be interactable. I mean, not in a special way. I mean, most of them will be just pick up here, put down there. But I'm just not a fan of staticness, so that's good enough for me. Especially since I already have enough problem with those. Colliders are my favorite enemy, because the results are mostly hilarious. Frustrating, but hilarious. I get the most extreme reaction out of pinching another collider, and sometimes there's absolutely no reaction when I'm at full force. So colliders for me are a bigger mystery than Bigfoot. I also had to rework the ragdolls. I took away the mech anim. I don't know if I'm gonna put that back in. I didn't like the fact that the animation is going through the wall, and since I'm using the physics-based animation only, they are not going through the wall anymore. But now they're walking through the air, and they have to relearn how to walk on the map, because if both feet are not on the ground, the character will go into euphoria mode. It almost looks like a toddler. And that also helped me hunt down a physics error that was bugging me the whole time. Sometimes when the velocity of a ragdoll was too high, the ragdoll imploded and it broke the whole game. It turns out that I shouldn't use RayCast anymore to add the force to the rigid body that it hit. The problem wouldn't occur if the drag of the rigid body is high enough. But unless you're underwater or in slow motion, the results are questionable. So instead, I instantiate a bullet which will fly through force, and it will give a complete new reaction on the collision. I'm working also on a gore shader for the body damage of the enemies. Right now I just have a decal projector as a placeholder with really low quality bullet holes. By the way, what you see here, almost every texture is not mine, so I will redo most of it, but I have the UV maps already done, so I can just rework them in Photoshop. So I don't have to check that in Blender which UV coordinate is where. So yeah, this is actually the progress right now, and there's still a lot in the oven, but it still needs a lot of tweaking. I also have an Instagram, so if there's any interest, you can check that out too. I will try to make more videos like these and show more progress what I'm making in the game. Of course it's just a hobby project, but yeah, who cares? If you're still here, thanks for watching.